Hi everyone.
Hey Family Fab 76 fans. We decided to make this video. Kevin and I did. A few things first. When you see this video is being filmed during the quarantine time, the peak quarantine time. So hence, no haircut and no eyebrows done. Says you can't go anywhere to get them done. So, and so that's that. But the full disclosure, and we're going to talk about parts of our relationship, so we thought it would be really great to do it in our bedroom.
Hey, especially the topic we're going to talk about.
Yeah, the topic of our relationship. So this is kind of in response to our Skin Deep video that we did. If you hadn't checked it out, we'll put a link below. It's The Skin Deep. It's a YouTube channel. We did a video about our relationship, and it really focused on our relationship and my mental health problems.
Now, mind you, it was an hour of video footage, and they made it into like a 10-minute video. So there's a lot of other stuff you guys didn't see.
And we are not, we're going to just put this out, we are not unhappy with the video.
Oh, not at all.
We think it came out amazing. We think it really drove home for its purpose. In regards to that, my mental health has not been something we have really talked about. It's normally not something I do talk about. It's not one of my favorite things to talk about, but it is something that's kind of got to get out there, especially now during this time that we're in with everyone under quarantine and this going around. I'm sure other people are having horrible anxiety in regards to that, and I suffer almost from crippling anxiety. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
I would agree with that. I suffer from crippling anxiety.
You would agree with yourself?
I would agree with myself. Went untreated for many years. I would say
most of his life.
Most of my life, for about 21 years of our relationship.
Yeah.
It went very untreated. And I thank God that I have him, because he stuck with me and all my ups and downs with it.
So with that being said, let me just interject. So Evo is very, he's extreme. Okay, and I'm not referring to the anxiety. He has an extreme personality. Okay, and he's eccentric. So there were warning signs earlier on in our relationship of his anxiety issues, but I chalked that up to Evo just being Evo and just wanting attention. I didn't think half of what he was saying was real. I thought it was just literally. And don't get me wrong, a lot of his anxieties, it isn't real, but he thinks it's real. So my point is back in the early years, I really just thought it was a show. I didn't really think it was, he thought it was real, and I didn't think it was real. And then, I don't know, something happened, and I finally realized, no, this isn't an act. This is for real.
Was it the flood?
No, it was before that. It was before that. I can't remember what it was. And then I realized this is real. And so I gotta start taking this more seriously. Because of course, I don't suffer from anxiety like Evo does, so I can't imagine what he feels like, but I can try, and I know it must be more securing to know that the person you love and rely on is there and believes that those feelings you're feeling at that time of crisis are real, rather than being dismissive. So go on.
So that being said, I hold down a functioning job. I'm a healthcare worker.
He's a nurse.
I'm a nurse. I'm a father. I'm a sibling. I'm a sibling to 13 other people. So I don't want to say it defines me, but it makes up a big part of who I am and the way I act and the way I carry myself throughout the day. A big changing point in our relationship was one day we took vacation from work. We're gonna do this staycation kind of thing. We're gonna have this great time, do things around the area, and just have a blast doing vacation. Me, Kevin, and Nassim. And we went out to lunch one day
with my sister and her husband.
Mm-hmm. And it was unbearable. I just wanted to run out of the restaurant and just scream. I don't know what was causing it. Something, I was just so anxious and upset, and I just needed to get out of there.
Now I want to give them some play up. So what you have to understand is, it's not like we just went to lunch. It was a great day up to lunch. We went to the children. Okay, so here's the full thing. We were supposed to go to a zoo, okay, and it ended up being rainy, but that was the plan, to go to the zoo. It didn't matter that it was raining and we couldn't go. The plan was to go to the zoo. So we had to change plans. So what we did was we went to the Children's Museum, and then we went to a trampoline park, and then we all decided to go to lunch. All not planned, kind of just going by the seat of our pants to fill in the day because we're supposed to go to the zoo. Great day. Tons of videos from the day. If you were to see him, he was totally engaging, having a good time. Randomly at lunch, it flipped instantly. Go on.
And I couldn't take it. So we left.
We ate. We finished.
We ate and we left. And then in the car, I almost started crying, which is a big deal because I don't cry. I'm not a crier. And I said, I need to get help for this because if I don't, I'm gonna lose the two most important things to me. That being Kevin, and that being the scene. Because how could I be a good father if I can't do this, if I can't keep this part of me in check? So I started the journey to get mental health help. I went to the doctor, got a referral to see a psychiatrist. We discussed many options for therapy, medications, and we found what works best for me. It may not work for other people, but what I'm doing right now is working best for me. I think Kevin would agree there's been drastic improvement. And that's what it is. And we really thank the Skin Deep for putting that out there, kind of forcing that out there, like how anxiety is rules people's lives and can destroy people's lives.
And it's kind of cool that the Skin Deep did that, because I briefly talked to Evo about maybe opening up this part in our social media presence. He's very private. Where me, I would put everything out there. I'd tell you the last time I went to the bathroom if like you wanted to know.
He's not going to tell you that though.
Unless you ask.
No.
So, yeah, but I'm very open, and I know a lot of people look at our videos as hope and beacons, and I know how sometimes certain online celebrities can come across very like perfect, like their life is so perfect.
We are not
perfect. That's what I think makes us so likable, is we're so real. Like what is in the camera is what happens like behind the camera. Like it's just there. So I'm glad. So when the Skin Deep did that, I'm like, all right, because he was kind of like, because he's a very private person, and I didn't know if he'd ever want to talk about this openly. And I know there's a lot of people out there that suffer from anxiety, horrible anxiety, and they opened up the door, and this was his idea to do this video, which is amazing. So it's great.
We've been together for 23 years. That does not mean that it was a smooth road for 23 years. We had some major ups and downs going through it. Like all
the first date were pretty up and down.
Yes,
right?
First date were very
first
up and
date.
down.
Broke up a few times, got back together, broke up, got back together.
That kind of thing.
Little breakups, one big breakup.
But
3 total, right?
But even in those like breakups,
we weren't broken up.
We really weren't broken up.
Just the last one.
The phone call in the middle of the night. What are you doing? That kind of thing.
But
yes.
It wasn't.
Yes.
I'm not saying it didn't happen.
It happened.
But that wasn't the plan. That wasn't the plan.
He always says that.
And then we snuggled, and then boing, and then things happen.
So just that's kind of the evolving of us. And then at like the 8-year mark, we sat down and we talked about a lot of things, about what we meant to each other, what we wanted from each other, and what each of us had to do to secure that.
And also, full disclosure, at the 8-year mark, I went through a life-changing event, like internally. I went through a crisis. I went into the crisis. I basically had a nervous breakdown. I was hospitalized for about a week. And I hit rock bottom emotionally. And
we were not together at the time.
But we were.
But we weren't. Like, we weren't living together.
But that's what, like, that's what, actually, that, but he was my savior. Like, see, I can't talk about that.
That's sweet.
He was, like, in all intents and purposes, I was slowly committing suicide. I was giving away my stuff. I was letting my car get repossessed. I didn't care about anything. And while I was in the hospital,
you're getting really bare on this.
Yeah, and while I was in the hospital, he like took care of, and he had not a pot to piss in himself. He's living in a little basement apartment, working tons of overtime just to make the bills and maybe put a little bit of cash aside. And he took that little nest egg and he took care of me. Like he took care of me. He didn't have to, and he did. And that's why I'm like, loyalty goes far with me. And I'm like, I gotta secure this. He's my love. He saved me. And it's not just that not that instant that I changed. It was just overall. There's a profound evolving. I can't explain it. Right? I came out of the hospital
when he came out. He was a different person. He treated me differently. I felt valued in our relationship. I felt respected. I felt that he loved me as much as I loved him at that point. Because I would say for a good chunk of our relationship, it was me loving more, me pursuing more, me, I can't be without you, and stuff like that. Me being the needy one. And then after, still needy, in a different way. And then after that whole crisis, that's the thing, that I wasn't going through stuff as well at that time. We both kind of were dealing with different stuff. We really just became, all right, so this is it. If we're going to open the store again, you're coming in, we're both going to open this door, walk through it, and we're shutting it behind us, and this is it. It's got to be for forever. And we've got to, when there's a problem, we've got to work through it. There's no more, I'm out of here, or you have to leave. There's no more of that. It's got to be forever.
And that's the thing. I mean, again, we've been together for 23 years, so the first 8 were rough, but from not 8+, that's a long time. And honestly, we don't fight. We bicker.
We have disagreements.
We bicker. Yeah, I mean,
but nothing.
Yeah, I guess we've like 3 times in all the year. I mean, like we got to like a fight. Like,
but every relationship is like that. Every relationship is got.
But we talk through
if
most
you don't
of our
have
stuff.
conflict in your relationship, there could be that's kind of a problem.
That's another warning sign.
Yeah. In regards to that. So another thing we want to address is so in the Skin Deep video, people were commenting things.
Mostly positive.
Not saying that these comments were not positive, they weren't negative either. They were just comments, misguided comments that we also thought was kind of need to address. Now, this starting off, once again, we've been together for 23 years. We've had a very exciting life. We've done everything that your typical 20 and 21-year-old would do, up to 42 and 43, in regards to that. But like I said, at that 8-year point, we made drastic changes and we made drastic commitments to one another. So, some comments were made about our monogamy, and we can honestly say,
they've been together for 23 years. They're probably big hoes. They're probably have an open relationship,
which we do not.
We do not have an open relationship.
We are very much committed to each other. That is not saying that the whole 23 years have been monogamous. Like I said, we've experimented. We tried things to see what works best for us. We find that, and not saying that those relationships are bad, those relationships don't work for us. In regards to that, it's just how it works for us. We're both very intense people in certain areas, and we're both kind of selfish in certain areas. So it's kind of works.
I don't know if that's selfish. I mean, is it selfish? I don't want
you think? Meaning so? You like a lot of attention. during that part.
You mean we like a lot of attention?
Tension. Well, yes, we like so it's whatever. So,
not saying again that we don't look, because and that's the one thing cool about being in a gay relationship, and if you have that trust, is like it's fun to be with your husband and be like, oh, that guy's really hot, blah blah blah, like because we're not dead.
Full disclosure, I am very boy crazy. Very boy crazy. I have a very big wandering eye. I look more than he does. So, but I think the first thing he would say to describe me is...
Ding! Well, that's my halo.
Ding! He has the halo. I do not.
I don't, though.
I think, but the first words he would probably describe is that I'm faithful.
Yes.
I can, monogamy is very important to me. Infidelity is... I've seen it destroy a lot of lives. It kind of robbed part of my childhood, I could say. There was some infidelity that happened, in my family that really devastated parts of it. And once that trust is gone, it's gone for good. So it's something I've never wanted to do. I would want to respect someone more and be like, I want to try this, or I think I want to do that, and see where the conversation goes. But once in that being said, we've had those conversations years ago, and we hammered all that out, and it's not for us. Agreed?
Well, yeah, you know.
Yes,
I do.
So, in regards to that,
I have a lot of trust issues when it comes to sex. It's kind of a hang up with me. It's been for many. Part of the breakdown was, it's hard to explain, but I came out kind of sexually broken for a while, and with patience, because he has a very high sex drive.
I hope my mom never sees this.
And now that
any of my siblings,
I've got my sex drive back. I'm like, oh my god, like, because it was like years for me to like fix myself. Again, he helped me, like the patience, and now it's like woo, because that's one thing with us is we have quite a healthy sex life, and we have and that helps the whole monogamy thing too, because like we're very open as far as with each other. We
talk about things. Communication is
key. Like there's definitely no sheets between us, like
no
with a hole. Like no, like we if it's out there, we've tried it, we've done it. Most things we like it. Oh, is this too much?
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
Well, this just proves to YouTube it's an adult channel. So, but my point is that, and to do a lot of the stuff we do, like, it would require a lot of trust on my part, and clearly I do. So. That's really my point. It all comes from a sincere, sweet place. I mean, that's what I'm. Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
In regards to that, so we just really, that was one thing we really wanted to get out there, is that that is us. But on the other hand, we have a lot of friends in open relationships that we're totally cool with. We don't judge that.
Don't judge it.
That's what works for them, and they're happy, and we're happy that they're happy.
Yeah.
And we love them because they're our friends, and we love their lives because they let us into them, and we are just grateful that we have these friends. This just happens to be the relationship they choose to be. It just happens to be a relationship that doesn't work for us.
And I think they respect the same fact that we're monogamous.
I think they do.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
So something else I wanted to talk about, real briefly, it kind of goes along with this, is, so there's comments made, and there's been a lot of people, like, through our TikTok, Instagram, not so much on YouTube as far as our YouTube channel, but the Skin Deep, a lot of people comment on my chains and what they mean around my neck. And there's this one comment, and the person was trying to be funny, but they were so not even close. They're like, oh yeah, look at those chains that one guy's wearing. Clearly they're into bondage, right? I'm not saying we're not, but clearly. So to answer everyone's questions, and just to show you how wrong this person was. Well, I don't have to, you guys have seen them. So we'll start with the two rings. So the two rings are represented, well, they're not just represented, they are The first one is my commitment ring from Evo when we first got together, like for the 8-mark period. It's a diamond ring. And the second is the engagement ring I bought Evo when I proposed. Okay?
You can't wear an engagement. A dude can't wear 2 rings. It looks
Yeah,
weird.
it looks weird. And I love jewelry. So then you have on my other chain, it's my locket, well, my charm chain. I have well, here, let's go in order here. It's not that you can see, just see me playing with a necklace, but the first item is a bat. And the bat is to represent the beginning of Kevin and Evo, because Evo was gothic when I met him. Then I have a top hat. The top hat is to represent our wedding day, because Evo wore a top hat. And again, it goes back to the gothic beginnings. Then I have a adoption charm with...
It's his birthstone. It's his birth.
It's just his birthstone. Well, I know it's his birthstone, but
it's not the adoption.
Oh,
it's just the birthstone.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, it's Nassim's birthstone, which represents Nassim. And now I just recently added a St. Joseph charm, which is, and some of you might not know it, but recently my grandmother passed, which was like my second mother. So I keep everyone
close to his heart.
Yeah. So I have that.
So,
and then my dog tag. And I have the dog tag because I'm a Navy boy, and Evo has a dog tag.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Normally I'm wearing mine. I took mine off because it's nighttime. So, it's on my chain that broke.
Oh yeah, the one I bought him, of course.
So normally I wear 2 gold chains.
How embarrassing.
One was from my family, and then one he bought me, and then my charms also have different meanings in regards to that, but that's for another video.
Yeah, but anyway, I just wanted to talk about it because a lot of people ask me what they mean, and also because they never come off, just like my wedding ring never comes off. That's not a pun against you because you take off your necklace.
I take off my because I don't like this. I'm always afraid they're gonna break when I see it.
Yeah, mine are much thicker.
Yes.
So anyway,
Really?
but
Really?
yeah, it's funny.
All
It's
right.
funny.
All right.
So anyway, I also have the more sense of humor between the two of us.
It does.
I'm the animated one.
A little bit, but never mind.
Anyway,
So, anything else we should discuss?
Not really. That's a little bit more get to know you, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I think we talked about a lot. The video's 23 minutes.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get shortened down in editing.
I don't know. It's all good stuff.
All right. So I guess I just want to close with, if you are someone struggling with mental health problems, get help. Really, it's for your best interest, for you, for the people who love you, and for yourself. If you're really struggling, mental health is real. You need to take care of yourself. I know it's scary. I know it's hard. Trust me. There are days when I don't want to do it. I don't want to go talk to somebody. I don't want to let out all this stuff because it's mine and I want to keep it. But you got to let it out. You got to let it go. I hope I'm making total sense here.
Because it's going to eventually, if not yet, it's going to control every hour of every day
of your life.
I've watched it from the outside looking in, but in its own way, being part of the inside, because we're 2 halves of a whole. It started off small. Once a month there was like some kind of crisis, then more, and then more, and then, you know, again, when you're with somebody as long as we've been together, like, you feel what they feel. Like, I feel, well, I'm empathetic, is that the word?
Empathetic, yeah.
Yeah, too, and I kind of pick up people's feelings, but I know when, and he wasn't only just doing it for himself, like he said, he was doing it for the family, and it's like the size of, and it's like, what's going on? But, and again, I can't understand it, because there's nothing going on at that moment. It's just an anxiety spike. But anyway, it kept happening and happening, and I'm like, Evo, you're going to give yourself a heart attack. Like, I can imagine.
Or a stroke.
And so, you know, I'm, hey, kind of guy. I'm like, yeah, it's all good. But, you know, just like a normal human being, I have my moment of, like, high anxiety, like when our dog had a stroke, right? And I didn't know what the heck was going on. I can only imagine that's what he feel. Well, not anymore, but what he's feeling like every day, a few times a day. And I'm like, dude, no, you can't live like this. You can't. and it controls everything. And then it affects the people that are around you because they start walking on eggshells. Preach. And it's not a way to live for yourself or the people you love. You just don't want to do it. You don't. Yeah. And then they say that if it goes unchecked, it's just going to keep building into this monster.
Nothing to be ashamed of.
No, nothing
at all. I'm slowly starting to realize that I'm slowly becoming more and more comfortable expressing that I have mental health issues. Yeah.
Exhibit A.
Exhibit A. In regards to that. And I guess that's what I really want to close with. Get help. Hopefully there will some links in the description below for hopefully some places to get help in regards to that. I thank you guys all of our fans. I thank you so much for letting us be part of your lives, for letting us share our lives with you. It's been it's an amazing journey. It has some ups and downs in regards to that. Some of the stuff I think is like super boring. Like, why are they watching us do this? But I guess you guys love it all, so that's kind of cool. And as always, if you're not, please follow us on Instagram, FamilyFab76.
TikTok,
FamilyFab76. And if you're able, there's a link to our Patreon below. If you want to support us to help us keep making videos and do more fun family adventures, that'd be great, but don't feel obligated to. In regards to that, and thanks. Have a good night.
Love you guys.